Hey YouTube, so my hair is terrible, so excuse that. It's very ugly out, but anyways, I had to go to the ER last night, and I had a rough last night. Like I got a whole citation because I forgot all about renewing my registration for my vehicle, car, and it's been 9 months. So I'm so blessed and thankful that I didn't get pulled over. So I've been in trouble. So I just did that, and then I'm gonna try to get a hearing for that. I already have a hearing for it, but I may lose, which is understandable if I do. I'll just pay the money. And I have it now, but I mean, why not try to say you forgot, you didn't live at the address that it was sent to like remind you about it. This is called, literally off topic, this is called even though I deal with alopecia and I'm recovering my edges for the like third time because I found out certain stuff will take it back out because the follicles are this is how long my hair is. This is called what do they call that? Shrinkage. Yeah, and it's worse when it get washed. It looks like it's really shriveled up even more like than this. But it was a bad night last night. Like I found out some bad news. I know I have endometriosis. Like you have to get surgery to prove that you have it, which is stupid. And in order to get the surgery as well. And then they make it where you like it's a complicated thing about your body, which like I don't agree with people who like what is it called? I'm sorry, I haven't had much sleep. And last night, to change the subject, was very bad because I didn't eat all day because I found out, what's wrong with my stomach and why it's been hurting so much. I thought it was just the stomach bug, which I did have the stomach bug, and I caught the flu as well from this religious childcare that again is like not like public school. And they keep the sick child there all day. So that's one reason I want to go back into public school. But I really appreciate this manager at this job because she understood, I'm new to this job and I've been out of work almost 3 weeks. This about to be 3 weeks and I'll be going back to work regardless of my stomach hurting. And it hurts worse when I eat. So I'll have medication. So I don't eat till I get home anyways. But last night was terrible. I didn't eat all day because I go into worse pain. But I have found out that I have a hemorrhage on my ovary. I mean a hemorrhage cyst on my ovary, on my left ovary. And I already deal with endometriosis, which thank goodness I found out later on what would help it, which is a very simple pill, and I take it every 6 hours for endometriosis because I don't deal with like stomach problems like cramps or anything, no type of stomach problem. I just deal with endometriosis, which endometriosis is literally stabbing up your anus, literally, and it's the most painful thing ever. So I make sure I be on my pills. If I miss it by a minute, or like sometimes I'll go into pain if I miss it in a minute, like taking my pill every 6 hours until I'm off my cycle. And sometimes I don't. So I don't try to play around because I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And I don't have enemies like to people, but they'll be an enemy to me basically. So last night was so bad. I didn't eat all day. I didn't drink nothing all day. I like suck on stuff like when I work because I have overactive bladder, which I'm doing therapy for. I actually need to reschedule my appointment for Monday. Because I leave work early now. Well, once I get back working, because I've been out 3 weeks. Like I said, this manager, I'm new there. She's very understanding. She's a sister. So I don't know how I'm going to play it off. Like, not play it off, but like I wanted to go straight into public school starting in August. But I really don't want to let this job go because she's very understanding. I do like the job. I don't like the 3-year-olds. And I will mention that, when I'm about to leave that job, but I would do it part-time, to not just like leave her hanging. And basically, and I'm a pre-K teacher, I just have 3, 4s, and 5s. I can deal with 4s and 5s because they're close to kindergartners, but 3s are it's very hard. But I mean, I work it out, I thug it out, so it's gonna be very hard to just drop that job. Like, of course I'm gonna put my 2 weeks in, and a lot of places I don't, like retail and stuff, like in the past. And places like I dealt with my bullying, bullying at the public school that I worked at for 3 years, going on almost 4 years, but I couldn't deal with it no more with my mental health. It was messing it up when it won't stop, and you gonna end up literally like getting fired for like hitting this person. I'm not even a fighter. But anyways, back on last night, and I'm gonna have to make up another video about this whole new world order. I heard a construction worker in front of my place mentioning you might as well forget your religion. No. I'll make a separate video about that. But back on last night at the ER. So I found out I got the citation for $100. I was mad about that. And then I was real tired. Like I said, I didn't have much sleep the day before, which I forgot that part. I didn't have much sleep the day before because I was in pain. I was in pain actually all week. I just like deal with the pain until it gets, and it's been really bad where I needed to go to the ER a long time ago, but it's gotten to the point that I was tired of dealing with so much pain after I ate. Like I would say like all week it happened, and I finally was like, it's time to go to the ER. And so I didn't have much sleep the day before. And then I got up and went to the ER early. Well, I kind of slept in because I didn't sleep. I was in pain, crying it out, thugging it out, all the way until I fell asleep. And so I almost caused an accident yesterday, leaving from the hospital. And it's downtown. So leaving downtown, I think I went the wrong way or something. Not the wrong way. Like I didn't go down the wrong end of the road, wrong side of the road or anything. I went out, and you can go different ways to get where you're trying to get back to, but I went down a road that led me on to like a lot of one ways, and it's a lot of one ways, basically not a one way like traffic wise, but all way going traffic, all way. Who am I trying to say? The car is going the same direction, so all way. Or one way. You know, it's not a one-way street, but all the cars are going a certain direction. So I kept getting on those streets, and I was trying to get on just the one street. So I was kind of getting off of one streets, and then I was getting on to all traffic going in one direction. So it got to the point I was turning left, and I was supposed to change lanes to turn left. So I'm thinking I'm on a freaking one way and not like an all way. Like all traffic going one way. I look like oily up there. But yeah, so when I was turning, like the car was literally right here. So he stopped because he was like, she about to move, like her vehicle. Like I don't even think he was thinking I was turning. He probably thought or him or her, whoever was in that vehicle. I know they was like, oh Lord, this girl can't drive. And like the thing about it is I always check. But I was so tired, and that's just a warning. And I'm not even a night driver. I never learned how to drive at night. I just lied for driving school. And for driving school, I paid so much money, almost $400. And that was for basic. Like I didn't learn everything. Like when I started driving, I found out my car needed a whole freaking key fob. Because when I purchased the car with my brother, which I needed help, and I'm sorry, this is a long video. I'm kind of venting, but and I actually gotta go to the bathroom. It's to the point sometimes I just hold my bladder. I know that's bad, but I'm gonna run in and go. But anyways, off my car, it wasn't going off when I bought the car, so everything was good though. My brother picked out a good car. Because it hasn't been nothing bad, except I had to get a new or was it a new engine? Yeah, new engine. No, it wasn't an engine. What was it? Oh, battery. Because I had this car for like 2 years now. Battery, there we go. But anyways, yeah, I almost caused an accident, and like I'm just now finding out that night, like I thought I was saying I was illegal parked. And I'm like, yo, I was not illegally parked. And then they said illegal vehicle. So I'm like thinking that don't make sense. So I called and found out your vehicle is not registered. And it's been 9 months. So I could have been pulled over like before this. And then I could have caused an accident. I would have been even worse trouble. So I've been really blessed. And I thank God for not, first of all, getting a car accident last night and me driving around. And I haven't been driving around too much. I usually just go to work. But I have been doing a lot of errands lately and stuff. So, and especially when I got a new job, I had to go get fingerprints done and etc. Usually I park in the garage. So this is kind of a good thing it happened. Not the almost me causing an accident, but me parking on the street. And I've did it before, and I guess my vehicle was parked where it was parked where they probably could see it. So things happen, bad things happen for reasons, because I could have gotten more trouble like after having an accident, or if I got in a previous accident. I just would never even knew. And I see my car every day and I see 21. Like girl, it is 2022. I feel like COVID just messed my brain up really bad, even though this was like, it was expired like in June of 21. So that's 9 months. But I still feel like I thought I did it. And like, I don't know, my memory is just very bad due to COVID. Like I thought I did it. I thought I was 27 and I'm 29 and I still can't remember turning 28. Like, where did that year go? I don't remember nothing about turning 28. It's not that I don't feel 28. I don't feel it. I don't think that I'm 29 because of COVID. And I walk into places, like I said in previous videos, and I forget what the heck I was about to do, literally. And I have to think, what am I about to do? Or I just noticed that my memory is just very bad. Like, I'll think I did something and I didn't. And so, like, for example, when taking medications, or like and the only medication I take is now I'm gonna have to get on a different medication. But usually the only medication I take is for my endometriosis, which, you gotta not take it until every 6 hours. Some people take it a little bit earlier than that. I don't. I personally feel like 6 hours before you take another one. It got to the point where I had to use an alarm clock to remember when I took it, because I'll forget. But anyways, yeah, that was very scary. So my biggest advice for new drivers, and my brother always say, you ain't no new driver, you've been driving for at least a year. So I'm a new driver, I don't care what you say. Because it was a lot of things I didn't know that I had to learn. Like, how long do I have in order to pass this yellow line, or do I have to stop? And you find out the timing, basically, and stuff. It was numerous things that I had to learn that I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much I didn't learn and how much of only the basics I learned. So I'm hard on myself and very disappointed whenever I make a mistake, and I be hard and make sure I never make that mistake again, whether it's dealing with a friend or a toxic relationship or in life, period. Anything, anything that you did, a bad habit or made a mistake or almost caused an accident or anything, you have to make sure you don't do it again. You have to be on stuff. And my advice at night, not just if you're not a night driver, but if you're an experienced driver, if you're sleepy, like I was tired, I didn't eat, I didn't drink, so I was dehydrated, I didn't eat. So, because usually my point on that is I always, whenever I made it very clear, learning, to drive, my hair is all like smushed up here, but anyways, I always made it in my mind when I started to learn how to drive, whenever you move this vehicle, and my mom told me this too, whenever you move this vehicle, driving, going left or right, turning, bagging up, whenever you move in the car, I don't care what you're doing, turning lanes, anything, you need to look over your shoulder. And I always do that. Like, I haven't made that mistake yet of not looking over my shoulder, because that was the main important thing that I learned and was taught by my parent, and then of course the driving school. But that's how I know I must have been out of it last night. And that's no excuse, because you can't, with driving, you can't be like, oopsie, I made a mistake or whatever. No, driving, you can cause an accident, you can get hurt, you can die, you can get the other person hurt. It's just very important that you know when you're not ready to operate a vehicle. It's very important. And like, I feel okay to drive, but I really was looking at the signs versus driving and where you're going already. It was nighttime, things are a little bit more dimmer. So it was like scary, because if it was daytime, which daytime I'll be on it, nighttime I'll be on it too. I've driven numerous times at night, a lot actually. and I always look over my shoulder. So it was because of impaired, like compared to dry. I wasn't drinking or alcohol or nothing. I don't drink or smoke or anything, but I was under the influence if I did. That was part of it. And I also was thinking that it's important to know how many lanes you're on, or if you're on a one-way street or an all-way. And like I said, I was turning so many corners and I could have gone different ways. Like I said, that's what I mentioned, that I went like the wrong way that I wanted to go, where I didn't have to jump on all the directions were going in one way and then jumping onto a one-way street. So I was doing a lot of jumping on different streets. So downtown is if you're driving at night and you jumping on all these different streets and you tired, hungry, and sleepy, didn't even drink all day, I've been sucking on stuff like when I work, because I have overactive bladder. Like I said, I'm doing therapy. I'll suck on non-sugar free, whatever, for dry mouth and cavities. You don't want dry mouth, you don't want cavities. But so I don't go to the bathroom all the time because it interferes with working, especially as a teacher or a teacher assistant. Which a teacher assistant was easier versus a teacher, because you can easily leave out, versus as a teacher it's kind of hard. Like I got on walkie-talkie and ask to go to the bathroom, or I have to drop them off. It's very different from public school as well. So these are the different things that's kind of hard for me. Now I gotta deal with my stomach hurting, which I have to just thug it out. And I'm a person who always thugs it out. But like, I'm gonna be actually going to OBGYN and seeing, about it. Hopefully, if it gets even worse, or now, like if I can get it removed, and then in the future have to get surgery to find out if I have endometriosis. So it's just a lot of things I have to think about real hard about later on down the road, when I just get really fed up with dealing with it so long. I feel like I can deal with it for a few more years, but after so long, you kind of be like, ugh, I kind of want the surgery. But anyways, so I feel like if it was like heavy traffic that night, or if that driver wasn't paying attention or didn't have good brakes, or he wasn't paying attention, and it would have been my fault, and I would have felt so embarrassed and bad. And of course accidents happen, but I make sure I be on it, and for my safety and for other people's safety. But yeah, that was really scary last night, and it would have been all my fault. But God bless. Sorry this is so long.